2022 was one of the most dangerous years for Smash since the pandemic in 2020 forced most Smash events to close, with both the $250,000 prize pool of Smash World Tour being forced to close after a cease and desist from Nintendo, and the Panda Cup's indefinite postponement after the backlash. Smash's organized competitive future looked to be in jeopardy. With 2023 kicked off and no circuits in either Smash game to culminate a year's efforts into a major event, the state of competitive Smash has returned to a familiar state: self-contained, grassroots events supported by local tournament organizers and players. And what better way to kick off Smash's 2023 major tournaments than with Let's Make Big Moves 2023, New York's biggest major of the year, featuring one of the most insane tournament lineups I've ever seen. While most Japanese players were attending their own super major in Umeiburo 9, Let's Make Big Moves still represents some of the best talent in the North American Smash Ultimate scene, especially the tri-state scene. Last year at Let's Make Big Moves 2022, Quid was able to take the top spot, beating Colo, representing Moist Esports in Grands. At Let's Make Big Moves 2023, both Quid and Colo would find themselves knocked out at 33rd. This is not a knock at either skill or the talent pool at last year's Let's Make Big Moves. This tournament was just that stacked. MkLeo, Sparg0, Tweek, Light, Sonics, Gluttony, Riddles, Onin, Debuzz, Zamba, Cosmos, Meister, Apollo Kage, Anathema, top level talent. With so many top players in every match from pools to grands having best of 5 matches, there are several interesting stories that I thought would be interesting to put a spotlight on. So, without further ado, let's get into it. At the top level, making it through a major bracket can be like a marathon, and no one represented strapping it in for the long run like Enhancedpv. After falling out of winner's side of pools to Colorado Ken player Smirk, Enhanced ended day 1 of Let's Make Big Moves in loser's side of the top 128 bracket. Just to place his seed, Enhanced would have to win at minimum 4 sets. It was certainly going to be a long haul. Also, unfortunately, a lot of these lower bracket sets were not recorded, or at least not released yet as of this date. His first set of the day was against Jojo the Hobo, a Washington Toon Link player, won in Game 5. Next was Ling, a Connecticut Peach player, won in Game 5. Then came Andrew T, a ZSS player from Ohio who, from a seed of 131, had made a run all the way to top 64. Enhanced won 3-0. Enhanced was now just 1 set away from placing his seed, up against Ned, one of Illinois' best players. Another upset, 3-1. Enhanced had made it, but he wasn't done. His next opponent? 26 Rising's Onin, which happens to be a runback from Enhanced's previous major, Main Stage 2022, where in that set he would lose in Game 5. The runback seemed to go even more in Onin's favor, going up 2-0. However, Game 3, Enhanced grabbed onto his final stock and played some good ass ultimate. Beautiful spacing, utilizing Cloud's strengths and specifically his amazing back air to snuff out Onin from approaching, eventually winning the game. Game 4 looked even more dominant for Enhanced, notably the way Enhanced finds multiple ways to punish Minecart, including using a limit to seal out the final stock, tying the set at 2-2. Once again, Onin and Enhanced find themselves in Game 5. Enhanced starts the set strong, taking off 2 stocks, but Onin manages to secure 2 stocks for himself. It's a tug and pull game until Enhanced accidentally whiffs his limit, leaving Onin Steve with diamond tools. Enhanced now has to do everything to avoid Onin in order to win the set, until suddenly Enhanced with a fair catches Onin mining, winning the set. In Game 5, Enhanced had made a phenomenal upset performance, moving on to top 24, where he would finally end his run losing to Apollo Kage, outplacing his seed with a cool 17th place. Enhanced had won 6 sets after getting sent to the loser's bracket, the majority of them against players ranked higher than him, and ending it with an upset against a player that had knocked him out at the last major he went to. It's an amazing run indeed.
He has Waft, but he is off stage, and this is Tilde's ledge trap. No way!
The strangest moment of any single set that occurred at Let's Make Big Moves happened in a top 16 qualifier match on winner's side, with the strange case of French Wario main Gluttony, representing Solary, versus Tri-State Falco Tilde representing Glitch Gaming. It's a remarkably close set where the intricacies of the matchup were explored, with Tilde's Falco's vertical and anti-air coverage versus Gluto's Wario's horizontal combos and high damage attacks. Both sides brought the set to Game 5 last stock, back and forth, one final chance to make it into top 16, and it ends like this.
He is off stage, and this is Tilde's ledge trap. No way! No way! Oh my goodness.
Waft is always a silly move, but to end a phenomenal Game 5 set with a raw Waft will always feel discouraging, especially after production noticed something about that final moment.
I need to see this one more time. Did he jump? Did he release his shield? Did poke? Still in shield. That poked? That's poked. That poked? What the heck?
Look, most likely Tilde probably tried to jump out of shield at an extremely unfortunate moment, but either way, this Waft Poke cemented itself as the biggest move at Let's Make Big Moves. BigBoss has always skirted the outside of top 8 at most majors he attends, with its last top 8 almost a year ago at the Mexican Invitational Rita 2022. Let's Make Big Moves 2023 marked one of the most stacked tournaments of Ultimate's lifespan, and BigBoss's confidence going into Sunday of the event and not dropping a single game in his pool marked massive potential at this super major. His first major challenge was up against Cola's Roy. BigBoss started the set like this. This first stock only took 13 seconds. Pure sauce. BigBoss won the first game with Cola winning the next. In Game 3, BigBoss did this. Game 4, Cola performed extremely well, reading BigBoss correctly several times and forcing a Game 5. Despite Cola showing signs of life, BigBoss's pressure sealed the win to the Rob player. Next was Sonics. If you couldn't tell, Sonics, representing Bandits, plays Sonic, and is well known for using Sonic's speed to control the pace of the battle. Unskilled spectators might just see Sonics as just a camper relying on Sonic's speed to force sets to be as long as possible, but in reality, Sonics uses his speed to get away from opponents and make precise attacks, holding one of the best punish games out of every top Ultimate player. But against BigBoss, Sonics couldn't seem to get away. BigBoss just had wonderful pressure and never gave Sonics a chance to breathe. It was BigBoss's Rob that controlled the pace of this set to qualify for top 16. Despite losing to Sparg0 in his next set, BigBoss wasn't done. One more set and he will have made it to top 8. But he was up against Anathema, another Rob player. With Zomba unfortunately falling to light in a surprise upset by Kronos, this set between Anathema and BigBoss would decide who was the best Rob player at Let's Make Big Moves. The Ditto consisted of nairs, lasers, and gyros, offstage battles, and dodging down airs while making it to the ledge. It's a true struggle, and after 5 grueling games, BigBoss was able to close it out, making his first appearance into top 8 of 2023. Despite losing to Light to end his run at 7th, BigBoss proved himself as a true competitor to stand against the best players at one of the biggest majors of the year.
If that spiked, we were looking at a full-range up smash.
I never want to say it's the end of an era, but right now, the dominance of Smash Ultimate's best player, T1 MkLeo, seems to be coming to an end. Ever since the start of Smash Ultimate Majors in 2019, there's been one player who has consistently held the #1 spot for 4 years since. One player who has consistently changed the game, playing new characters, new styles, and winning all the same. But now, MkLeo, for the first time in years, looks vulnerable. Super Smash Con's 5th place loss to Gluto and Onin marked the first time that MkLeo had ever dropped out of the top 4 at the North American Major since Pound 2019. And Ultimate Summit 5's 9th placement marked only the second time MkLeo missed out on top 8 in the entirety of Ult's lifespan. Scuffed World Tour concluded with another 5th, losing to Shuton and Tweek. It's not like MkLeo straight up fell out of top placements. In 2022, he won Genesis 8, Smash Factor 9, Rise and Grind, and the Ludwig Smash Invitational, but the consistency expected from the #1 Ultimate player in the world seems to be breaking. Let's Make Big Moves signified a moment where MkLeo could potentially reclaim this spot decidedly. With a monumental return to Joker, a character pick that signified one of the greatest eras of Smash Ultimate's competitive legacy, MkLeo was clearly looking to return to the top. MkLeo's deep character pool allowed for him to make the winner's side of top 8, using Marth, Byleth, Pyramithra, and Joker. But top 8 proved challenging for Leo, losing to TSM's Tweek, falling to losers where he would beat Light but find difficulty against Sonics, who after getting knocked out by BigBoss had made a 6-set losers bracket run through top 24 to this losers finals qualifier set. Remember the Enhancedpv story? Imagine doing that in top 16 and then top 8, just to find yourself up against the best player in the world and still hold your composure to actually beat them. That's the run that Sonics went on, beating MkLeo in a set where he swapped from Joker to Pyramithra. Unfortunately, MkLeo is starting 2023 with a lot to prove, with a 4th at Let's Make Big Moves and the entirety of Top Smash Ultimate looking to have the first coup of the Ultimate crown. Rivalries are at the heart of any publicized competitive environment. No matter what form competition takes, nothing is more thrilling than seeing how two competitors can elevate their craft repeatedly to beat each other time and time again. In the past, 2 major rivalries have taken place at the top level of Ultimate. MkLeo vs Tweek for early Ultimate in 2019 and 2020, and MkLeo vs Sparg0 for the post-pandemic year. However, with MkLeo's minor slump, the rivalry that has been getting more and more Grants coverage in the past couple months is Sparg0 vs Tweek. First at Main Stage 2022, then at Scuffed World Tour, and now at Let's Make Big Moves 2023. 3 tournaments in a row have these two found themselves on opposite sides of Grand Finals, with the first 2 going Sparg0's way with a Game 10 set from losers win to Sparg0 and a pretty dominant 3-1 performance at Scuffed World Tour. All the pressure was on Tweek to clutch out another win after sending Sparg0 to losers earlier during their set in winners finals. Tweek's biggest change since his last appearance in Grands with Sparg0 is his confidence in his character pick. Tweek throughout the entirety of Smash Ultimate has always been known to have a character pool, with early Ultimate holding a Pokemon trainer, Wolf, and Wario. Most recently after Lockdown, this now includes Diddy Kong and Sephiroth. However, Tweek for the entirety of Let's Make Big Moves 2023 picked one character, Diddy Kong. In his previous Grand sets with Sparg0 at Scuffed World Tour, he would swap between Sephiroth and Diddy Kong, while Sparg0 remained confident with Cloud. At Big Moves, it would be a battle between Tweek's Diddy and Sparg0's Cloud. A phenomenal Grand set starts with Sparg0's Cloud winning Game 1 through catching the flips and movements of Tweek's Diddy. Game 2 would not go the same way. This game is a masterclass of good stage knowledge, with Tweek utilizing Town and City with some of the best defensive and punish game Ultimate has ever seen, 3-stocking Sparg0. It's an incredibly dominant game, a knowledge showcase of some of Ultimate and Diddy's tech, performed by Tweek, who seems to lock in for the rest of the set. Game 3 was once again on Tweek's side, performing with exceptional creativity, especially with Diddy's banana. Game 4 sees Sparg0 take on an early advantage, but Tweek is able to come back for a last stock duel, which ends like this.
Banana pill on lock. Wait a minute! Who dies first? Oh my god!
Sparg0 takes a 50-50, either dodge the banana that's heading towards him, or go straight into the banana to potentially avoid Tweek's incoming coverage. He takes a risky gamble, which pays off, bringing the set to Game 5. If Sparg0 wins this game, the bracket is reset and a new set is played. Tweek would then have to win 3 more games if that were to happen. A different stage choice in Hollow Bastion gives an early lead to Sparg0, also in part to some poor DI from Tweek.
Stage showing some real creative recoveries.
That's right, he's trying his best. There's the dash tag. Wait a minute.
Some creative DI there too, in that it was shit, and you should probably never do that again.
Yeah.
This game specifically represents something fundamental about fighting Diddy Kong. Diddy's coverage is genuinely amazing, especially combined with banana tech and an incredibly good base kit, and Tweek used these options to not lose his stock for the rest of the game.
It's this one. Not again.
That's it! Tweek is your Let's Make Big Moves champion!
Make some noise!
Tweek, the hero of Tri-State, won Let's Make Big Moves 2023. It's an exceptional performance of in-game knowledge, amazing ledge trapping options, and with the crowd cheering behind him, a beautiful way to win the first Super Major of 2022. Sparg0 may have lost out this time, but both agreed that the sets they played were incredibly fun, and were happy about their time at Big Moves, even if the #1 player was tweeting stuff like this. Overall, the biggest theme of Let's Make Big Moves 2023 was a new beginning for Smash. Without a dedicated circuit, the importance of majors are needed more than ever. Big Moves was created from several tri-state talent coming together to put on a massive show. And through unique choices like best of 5 for all sets including pools, and the quad stream finding another use after its appearance at LSI and main stage, Let's Make Big Moves marked what single game majors could be. The player narrative of the #1 ranked player being up for grabs suddenly makes every single major worth watching, but you can't get to that #1 spot without making some big moves. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, I'd appreciate it if you could either like the video or subscribe to my channel. This is my first time covering an esports event, and I hope to do more as the year goes on. If this is your first video of mine, I also do video essays on stuff that I find pretty interesting. It's currently 4 AM at the time of finishing up the edit on this, so have a good night, y'all.